So you want to know what tools and techniques a BA needs to know? Well, I'm here to answer that. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I am the BA Tutor. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot when you support the channel. And basically what I try to do, guys, is make this process, if you're interested in the world of business analysis or becoming a BA, very simple. Okay, I cut out the BS and I try to make it very simple. And so today the topic we're tackling it is what tools and techniques do you really need? Okay, and so let's start by this. What do I mean by this question? Well, as a business analyst, what do I really need to know and be good at to be able to be a good BA, right? And obviously we know that there are certain applications you are going to need to be good at, okay? There's just no way around it. And if you're not good at these applications, you need to obviously go ahead and get that training necessary and become good at them. And what do I mean by these applications? So let's first start with just pointing out applications, okay? You need to be good at certain applications. Now, what are these? Very simply put, everybody should know these. These are the Microsoft applications that we all use, or I should say most of us use and have exposure to. Most people should have, if not all, to a lot of these applications, okay? And there are the ones that you guys all are well aware of. You've got Word, you've got Excel, you've got PowerPoint, and you've got Visio. So I would say, as a business analyst, you are going to need to know these tools like the back of your hand because you will be utilizing them quite often, okay? Word comes into play when you are potentially documenting requirements, and I'll get into obviously the differences between documenting requirements in the Agile format versus the waterfall format. But you need to obviously know Microsoft Word. This one's pretty straightforward. A lot of people are exposed to it and know it. Then you've got Excel. It does come into play here. You're dealing with numbers. You are going to need to be proficient at it. Now, again, do you need to know, pivot tables and all of the different formulas? Not necessarily. It depends really on the company, the role itself, the project. Everything is dependent on that. But for the most part, you need to have a proficient understanding of Excel. Same thing with PowerPoint. You're going to have to, depending on the team, project, company, give presentations, utilize PowerPoint for that. And so you are going to want to be able to know how to put together those PowerPoints. And then finally, Visio, okay? There's a lot of analysis obviously needed for making process flows, flow charts, explaining diagrams, explaining systems, and you use Visio for that. So I would say that the Microsoft applications are crucial part of the tools that you need as a business analyst. So this is huge. And now expanding on that and going into the requirements part of it, there are certain applications. And again, this is dependent a lot on the company and the type of applications they use. There are applications to write stories and requirements. So I'm just going to say requirements. So there's applications, different ones that people and companies use. You've got Jira, you've got TFS, you've got a bunch of these. And basically, I don't want you to get confused. All these applications are places where you store your requirements. So like I've mentioned in a lot of my other videos, you've got two methodologies, okay? And you've got two different sets of how requirements are documented in them. Obviously, we know that with Agile, that you've got user stories, okay? And we know with Waterfall, you've got BRDs, which are business requirements documentations. So when it comes to these two different methodologies, however you are using them is going to play a part in the applications that you will be utilizing. So for BRDs, you will most likely be utilizing Word to be able to write them. Now, there's other companies that use different applications, but from what I've seen, you can just write them on Word. You can write them on different applications. But then when you take user stories into account, these, you write them in Jira, or you can write them in TFS, or there'll be other applications. So that's why I said I didn't want you to get confused here. These are just other formats, other methods, other applications for you to capture this. At the end of the day, as a BA, your bread and butter role, your main role, is going to be documenting requirements, okay? And the tools and techniques you need are all going to be dependent on these requirements. And so these are the tools and the techniques that you are going to need to have as a BA to be successful and know it, okay? And so that is key here. Now, again, the main component that you need to realize here is every company is different. They're going to use different software applications and whatnot. But for the most part, if you have a solid understanding of these applications, then for the most part, you should be good. I can go into more detail. There's Microsoft Teams, there's always emerging applications. But if you have I would say a proficient understanding of the applications that I've listed here and exposure to them, then you should be in a good position as a business analyst to have those right tools and techniques. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If it does, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.